Everybody, this is the KVO talk show and you are now watching it. This is the second talk show and I am Khem Veasna, the facilitator in the show, and Khem Veasna is the host of the show. As you already know, the idea, the vision is very important. So the existence of new idea or new visions is even more important. When you think, when you consider carefully and honestly, you will find the right and advantages, or even you can find something that is really useful and can bring you benefits. But if you don't track your attention to think, to listen carefully and honestly, you will not be able to find what is new and what is important. So today, Khem Veasna is going to tell you, to explain to you something that I think is very important related to your daily life. That can be your believing. And you know, belief cause so many problems today. And I want you to listen to him because you may have some new idea and it can be your benefits and it can change your life sometime when you find it yourself. It is important, it is useful, it is advantageous. So I would like to give the stage to Khem Veasna to give you the explanation that can affect your concept and your belief. Please.
Everybody, once again, welcome to my show. This is Khem Veasna Revolution Talk Show. As I told you in the previous show, I create this show because I want to provide critical thinking to all of you. I want to transfer my knowledge, my experience to all of you. So I don't ask you to believe me. You don't become my follower or my believer. But as a human, I want to share my knowledge, my thought, as well as my experience to all of you. You are a human, you have your own potentiality as a human. It's your brain to think, and you make decision to take my idea, or you can refuse it by yourself. Don't believe me. I don't ask you to believe me or follow me. I just give you the experience with my explanation, and after that you just bring it into your brain and think by yourself. Finally, you take or not, it's up to you. This is my intention to create the show. Today I want to raise one topic about the foundation of religion. I spend a lot of time in my life to think about life, and I get a lot of new ideas that I found by myself. And I also spread that idea in my community. And a lot of Cambodian people that listen me carefully, they get benefit from my explanation. So I have no doubt about that idea important or not. It's time for me to go a step beyond Cambodian people, beyond Cambodian boundary. We have to go to the world to share the experience, the knowledge that is useful for the humanity. For me, after I realize the truth, I get benefit from my experience, my new idea. I cannot become. I have to share that knowledge, that experience, that new idea that we call revolutionary idea to people around the world. You just listen and use your own brain to consider until you realize by yourself. We will reach the agreement of any idea that I raise. If you have any doubt, you can raise the question honestly to me, and we discuss as we are a human. And at the end, I guarantee that we reach agreement and you will get benefit from the new idea. As I told you before, I spent a lot of time in my life to think about life. I find out a lot of solution for the problem, the question that always happen in my brain after I read some book of the famous people, and I spend a lot of time to consider by myself. I find a new idea that we call a revolutionary idea that I cannot become. I have to spread that idea to share to the people around the world because we are a human. Today I raised one topic about the foundation of belief. I think why the people to use the way to believe, because they cannot realize the truth. That's why they decide to believe. And another group, they don't believe. I think about that group, why they don't believe? Because they don't know, they cannot realize what they don't believe. So the way they decide, the way they decide, when they have no ability to understand or to realize that they think only two ways: believe or not believe. So that's why I say in the world there are only two groups of people: the group of believer and the group of non-believer. For me, I try to provide the critical thinking. I try to provide you the logical analysis, and you use your own brain to think. When you realize that something that you always believe in and you don't believe in, you will become a new group of person. If we say, like me, some people ask me, do you believe in any religion? Do you believe in any God? I think if I say I don't believe in any God, they will think I am a group of person that know nothing about what they don't believe. But I am not in that group. I realize that thing already. And because of I realize that thing, I say I don't believe in God. But the people confuse that when I say I don't believe in God, they think that I might choose the way not believe. To be clear, I raise an example for you to consider together. The room is closed. There are many people outside of the room. They try to get into the room to see by themselves, by their own eye, what happened inside the room. There are anything in the room, but because they have no ability to get in. So one group decides to believe, oh, I believe there is God in the room. And another group, because they don't have ability to get into, so they decide, oh, I don't believe there is a God in the room, and they get away. In the world, there are only two groups. But for me, I try to find the way to get in. And I see everything in the room. If I get out, and I tell everybody that stay outside, that I saw something inside the room like this, like that, like this, like that, like that, I will become a God. Because the way that the God do is like that. The God know everything that the people have no ability to understand or to realize. Especially for the next life. People have no ability to understand about the next life. So, the book describes there is a God, know everything about the next life. This is the word of the God. This is the advice of the God. This is what the God want to tell us. If I get into the room and I get out, and I tell everybody, oh, I have ability to get in. Now I know everything inside, and I tell everybody, I will become a God. It's not, absolutely, it's not this way. I get in, I get out, I tell all of you how to get in. This is a new group, a new idea. Because I know you are a human, you have your own brain. Of course, if you use your own brain, of course, you will realize what I realize. So I have no doubt to explain you how to get in. So that's why I want to tell you today about the foundation of the belief. If I explain you what you believe or not believe, and you think, you consider about my explanation carefully, honestly, attentively, of course, you will realize what you used to believe. And the foundation of the religion will be gone, will be broken, will be destroyed. Yes, if the light comes in, of course the darkness will go out. This is a law of causation. The same what I explained you about what you used to believe and what you use some people not to believe in daily life. When I explain you, you realize that thing by yourself. The way that you always walk on, the way that you always believe and not believe will gone, like a darkness gone. And you start to use your own brain to realize. And after that, what the word you will say? Like some people ask me, do you believe in God? If I say, oh, I don't believe in God, they will think that because I have no ability to get into the room, that's why I choose the way not believe. But it's not my way. I have experience to use my own brain. First of all, I use my own brain to think until I find out the truth that we call the law of nature. And after that, I do experiment by meditation. There are a lot of kinds of meditation. There are a lot of techniques of meditation. One kind of meditation that found by Buddha, we call Vipassana meditation. It's one technique. It's not the same technique of the person that do meditation. There are a lot of techniques of meditation. Vipassana meditation is one kind of meditation that found by Buddha. But first of all, we have to study about like a theory to understand the law of nature and to make sure law of nature explained by me or explained by other people, like such as Buddha, right or wrong, you can make sure by meditation, Vipassana meditation. This is the way that I used to do. But many people, especially religious people in Buddhism, they consider Buddha as a leader of religion. But actually, Buddha is not the leader of religion, because the foundation of religion is belief. But the first word that Buddha said to the listener, I ask you to come in, it's not because of I want you to believe me. You have to use your own brain to listen to me carefully. I will explain you because I want to transfer my knowledge to you. So you have to use your own brain to think, to consider. Finally, you have to do experiment by Vipassana meditation. If you have any doubt in my explanation, of course you have to raise the question. Because in my explanation, I don't want to have any doubt, because I want to transfer my knowledge to all of you, because you are a human. If you are animal, of course I don't explain you, because I'm so clear that you have no ability to realize, to understand what I want you to understand. But you are a human. Of course, you have your own brain, own potentiality as a human. So because of you are a human, I am so clear that you have ability to understand. That's why I explain you. I don't ask you to believe me. But now, the religious people in Buddha religion, they call Buddha the leader of Buddhism. They are very big misunderstood. I cannot become not only about the people in Buddhism, but about the people around the world that believe in any religion and a group of the people that don't believe anything. Because for me, the two groups, one, the group of believer, and another one, the group of non-believer, they are still in the darkness because they have no ability to realize what they believe or what they don't believe. That's why they choose only two ways, the way to believe and the way not to believe. But for me, I follow the Buddha explanation. I don't follow just the Buddha advice. I just follow the Buddha explanation because I want to know what the Buddha wants to tell us. I read step by step and I try to understand what the Buddha teach us. I realize that Buddha is not a leader of religion. First of all, I can tell you briefly that Buddha is a human. But more and more, I will tell you that Buddha is not a human, a real human. Before Buddha get enlightenment, yes, of course, he is a human. But after that, he is not, absolutely not a human. We will discuss more about that. But first of all, I can tell you briefly that Buddha as a human, Buddha is not a God. But they realize the truth of nature, that no one on this planet can do like him. He is a special one, a wake up one. He realized the truth of nature and he wants to transfer that knowledge to people. Because as enlightened people, he is clear that as a human, we have a potentiality to understand, to do meditation until we can realize the law of nature. But now a lot of people, especially the group of religious people in Buddhism, they confuse that Buddha is a leader of religion. And they never listen carefully what the Buddha explained them. They just believe in Buddha word. But Buddha tell everybody that when you get in, don't believe me. Just sit down and listen to me carefully. Use your own brain to think, to consider what I explain you. If you have any doubt, please raise a question. I will explain you more until you realize in my explanation, I don't let to have any doubt. You have to ask the question to me until you realize by yourself this is a theory. And after that, if you want to make sure the theory and the reality match each other or not, you have to do meditation. You just go on the way, not yet reach the goal. You will realize step by step, this is the way to get into the Rome. This is a new group that I want to create. I'm not a religious people. Normally, religious people do anything. And when you see, when the people see this is a charity, this is a generous work. But in the depth of their mind, of their heart, because they want to get any merit from the God, It's not a pure health, a pure like honesty. Because in the depth of their heart, they get anything. They get any profit and any merit, anything, any gift from the God. So for me, a philosopher, I don't think this is a good activity. I don't judge the activity of one person just based on their activity. Because I'm so clear that this activity pushed by their intention. So when we judge, this is wrong or right, this is good or bad, this is generous or not generous, must based on their intention. Because the intention is like the source of all action. So for me, religious people that always do something that you look like that you see is good activity, good action. Oh, this person is very generous. This charity work, something like that. For me, I don't think so, because I check their intention because of their belief in any God, and they want to get any merit from the God, from their belief. That's why they do something good to others. But for me, because I know the truth, I cannot become. My morality, my conscience always blame me that I shouldn't be a human. If I know the truth and I stay at home because I worry about my security, because I can get any danger because of my explanation. Because in religion there are only two groups. The group of ignorant, they believe. They are honestly believe. And another group, they don't believe. But they get benefit from the belief of believer. That's why they get benefit. There are only two groups. If I say like that, controversy will be created. Because from my word, there are real effects. Some is considered as a good effect to the believer, real believer, honest believer. But it will become a bad effect to the people that don't believe, especially is a leader of religious people. The people in the high position in the religion, they always normally they get benefit from their believer. That's why I can get dangers like anytime. But my conscience blame me, tell me that if I know the truth, and because I worry about my security, I have to stay at home. I don't do anything. I don't tell people about the truth. My conscience blame me that I shouldn't be a human. This is my morality. That's why I say I am different from religious people. The religious people, because their belief, they expect they will get benefit or any merit, any gift from the God, from their belief. So they do something good, but in the depth of their heart, in the depth of their intention, because they want anything they want something from their belief, from their God. For me, it's not a real good activity. It's not a real generous. It's a kind of selfishness. That's why really a lot of religious people that is in daily life is not good. It's not good. It's not a good person. But the people that listen to me, they understand about the law of nature, about the truth. They find the proper way for their life. They understand the value of a human, of our life. They will become a good person, a pure good person, because in their intention, in the depth of their heart, is very pure. They want to share their knowledge, their happiness, what they have with the poor people, with ignorant people. From this is a pure intention from the bottom of their heart out. So they in their daily life, they always share, they always spread that idea to the people. When you understand about what I explained you more and more, you cannot become like me. You have to go out to spread that idea. It's not because of you need something from your God, because you don't have God, you don't believe in any God. So of course you don't want anything from the God. In the depth of your heart, it's very pure. You want to help others because of your compassion. It's not because of you need something from in return from your God. According to my experience, of course, when we provide the critical thinking, provide logical analysis, logical explanation to people, their belief will be gone step by step, gradually. The belief will be gone gradually. So the foundation of the religion is fall down, is collapsed. So the religion also gone. I want to tell you that the foundation of the religion is a belief. If you can break their belief by providing critical thinking or explanation, or logical explanation, of course, the foundation of religion will be gone. But don't confuse this group of people with the group of people that say, oh, I don't believe in a religion. But because of they have no ability to understand what they don't believe, so they decide a way not to believe. But the group of the people like that is not our group. Our group is a group of the people that use our own brain to study about the law of nature until we realize the truth by using the law of causation. So we will release ourselves from our own darkness or from our own belief. This is the way that I do with the Cambodian people in certain year. I have no doubt, because a lot of Cambodian people get benefit from my explanation. That's all.
Thank you, Bong. By listening to Bong, I have little doubts. It's not really doubt, but I just want Bong to make it clear with Bong's explanation about the foundation of belief. What causes people to believe in religion?
Because they worry about the next life. They don't clear about who they are. They confuse their soul inside our body. This lesson we will raise in the next show about who we are.
Oh yeah.
There are soul inside or not. I'm not a God, so I don't say, oh, there are no soul. There is soul. It's not mean that. I will explain you how our body, our life, our living body functioning. I will explain you there are soul or not. We will consider together by my explanation. I will guide you by explain you because I study before you. So I want to share that knowledge to you. You listen to me carefully, and at the end we will reach the same point, the same state of mind, the agreement.
Yeah.
If you want to release yourself from your own belief, of course you have to listen. If you don't want, that's okay. My conscience told me that I do my work, my duty already, my obligation as a person who knows the truth already. So I don't feel disappointed because I do a role as a person who know the truth already. No one can help people to understand all what we want them to understand, even Buddha.
I see.
This is a law of nature.
Yeah.
The people that decide to believe because they don't understand clearly about themselves. If they understand about themselves, they are soul or not in our body, living body, and after we die, where we go? If they clear about this point, of course the belief is gone.
Sure.
So if they decide to believe because they don't clear about this point.
Okay, thank you. So I think our talk show today is going to an end, and I want to tell you that I am one of so many people in Cambodia that have changed my life, especially my belief. Honestly, I used to be a Buddhist monk for more than 10 years, and I can say I just stay in belief, I know nothing. But after I listen to him, to Khem Veasna explanation, my belief is gone. And you know, whenever I go visit my homeland, my relative always say, oh, you are now not before, like before. So this is the effect of Bong explanation, logical explanation and logical critical thinking, something like that. So I think for more, you will listen. The more you listen, the more you think carefully, you will get some new ideas, some good ideas that can affect your concept or your thinking before. Anyway, thank you very much for your watching today. Thank you.